Imagine you walk into a store, and the candy bar you buy every week now costs twice as much. Why? What's going on with prices? Today, we're talking about inflation. Why things get more expensive and what's behind it. Don't worry, we'll break it down so you can understand it easily. Okay, let's start with the basics. What exactly is inflation? In simple terms, inflation is when the general price of things goes up over time. It's like when you notice that the stuff you buy, like food, clothes, or even rent, costs more than it did a year ago. And this doesn't happen just with one item, but with a whole bunch of things. It means your money doesn't stretch as far as it used to. For example, if you could buy 10 snacks last year for $10, this year, you might only be able to buy 8 snacks with that same $10. That's inflation in action. But why does this happen? Why do prices keep going up? Well, inflation doesn't happen by accident. It usually happens because of a few key reasons. One of the main reasons inflation happens is when demand for stuff goes up, but supply can't keep up. Let's break this down. Demand is just the number of people who want something, like, for example, food. If more people want food but there's not enough food to go around, the price of food will rise. It's like, if everyone suddenly wants the same limited edition toy, with so many people fighting for it, the price goes up. This happens when more people want things, but the supply, the amount available, isn't enough to meet the demand. The result? Prices go up. But why can't we just make more stuff? Sometimes, there's not enough supply because it's hard or expensive to make more things. Maybe there's a shortage of workers, or materials, or even transportation problems. Supply chain issues are another reason prices rise. You might have heard that word a lot lately. A supply chain is how products are made, shipped, and delivered to stores. If there's a disruption, like a factory shuts down, or shipping gets delayed, there's less of a product available, so the price goes up. Another reason for inflation is the money supply. This one's a little trickier, but stick with me. Get it? Stick with me? Anyway, when there's a lot more money in the economy, people have more to spend. And when people have more money, they buy more stuff. But if there's the same amount of stuff available and more people buying it, you guessed it, the prices go up. Inflation can also be influenced by something called interest rates. When the government or central bank raises interest rates, it gets more expensive to borrow money. If borrowing is more expensive, people and businesses don't spend as much, which can slow inflation. But if interest rates are low, borrowing is cheaper, and people and businesses spend more, which can make inflation worse. For example, people with less money are hit harder by inflation because the prices of things like food, gas, and rent take up a bigger chunk of their budget. So when prices go up, they feel it more. On the other hand, people who have more money might not feel it as much because they can afford the higher prices. Now, you might be wondering, does inflation affect everyone the same? And the answer is no. Some people feel it more than others. Inflation also affects savings. If your savings are sitting in a bank account and not earning much interest, they lose value over time. So if inflation is high, the money you have saved today might be worth less in the future. Inflation can be tough to deal with, but understanding why it happens and how it works helps you make smarter choices with your money. And remember, while prices go up, there are always ways to adjust and stay ahead of the curve. So what can we do about inflation? While we can't control everything, there are ways to deal with it. You can try to save and invest wisely. Look for ways to cut back on spending, or try to earn extra income. And of course, keep an eye on interest rates, since they can help you plan how to spend or save your money. Thanks for watching. Hopefully, this gives you a clearer picture of what inflation is all about. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for more easy-to-understand breakdowns on everyday topics. Make sure to tune in for my next video, where I break down what exactly interest is. See you next time.